What you see out here in front of me may be one of the most revolutionary things that India has ever seen. Technology has touched many of us, but there are also so many that have not been touched by technology. People in villages where, even 5G may not have reached right now. They've never even actually tried a smartphone around. But the biggest problem is education and healthcare. Good doctors cannot go to every single village, and villagers cannot come all the way to towns to actually see a good doctor. This is where that solution comes in. Now, this is a revolutionary product, and I actually experienced it yesterday. First, let me show you what this really can do. This entire kiosk is called the Ericsson Futuristic Tele Health Kiosk. First of all, this is not a prototype. This has actually been deployed in Haryana in some villages. They've put 22 of these already. What does this do? It's got everything. It's got tests built in. It's got this screen in front. It's got a camera. So I can take a test right now. There are many tests that they have that they can ascribe to me. I take those tests. The most interesting thing is all the results for those tests will come in real time. So I'm here, I come in front of this, those tests are taken, the reports are generated, one report comes here, one goes directly to a doctor. Now that I've got all my reports and it's all happened in real time, now in real time I can get a doctor consultation. So let's do that. Good evening, doctor, how are you? Am I going to live?
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing very well, but you will be telling me more about how I'm doing with all my reports, right?
Sure.
So the patients are coming in real time, tests are being done in real time, the doctor speaks to them in real time, diagnosis in real time, and also the cure or whatever else they need to do. And the costs are very, very low. And the entire thing is running on 5G network. So this is where they said that telehealthcare will revolutionize the country. This is where it will happen. The best healthcare, the best doctors can talk to you now in real time. Now that you've seen what this can do, these are key technology trends that are coming in that are completely changing the landscape of things that are happening here in India, like healthcare, remote healthcare. With the fact that you saw that this really can do things in real time. My testing was in real time. I was able to get my diagnosis in real time. I was able to talk to a doctor in real time. So this and a whole lot more. What else could be happening with 5G and all its other components to completely change India like never before? Good to see you again. So this is wonderful, and we had a great conversation the last time, and I'm going to take up from there.
Yeah.
So we closed last time, and we will close this time with you predicting a few things about 5G in India and some global and some key trends. You turned out to be very, very accurate, right? So I want you to take me through now some more key trends that you believe are either already playing out or will play out in the near future.
Well, I think it's great to see what's happening here in IMC because some of these things are playing out in front of our eyes. And it's all built on top of a very good nationwide 5G network, because if you have 5G everywhere, you can start to innovate on top of that. So one thing we talked about is really programmability, making networks available, not just to developers to build new applications, but make services differentiated. So an enterprise can buy services that are different from public safety, different from a consumer, in a way that one and the same network couldn't do in the past. So now we're making networks sliced, we're making networks available for business, and that has been a journey, but you see a lot of examples of that here in India. So that I think is kind of a good evidence that we're moving in line with a trend.
Somehow, and I didn't really see that predicted 5 years before, the absolute explosion of AI, generative, or all the others, all the 6 different platforms that AI is, and 5G coming together has actually been a force to reckon with. Do you believe that this is a trend that will carry on forward? Because the delivery of all that AI on the move, portable to anybody, whether it is enterprise or it's just a normal consumer, is something only 5G can do.
Yeah, right? It is very true.
Right. So how do you see this play out?
Well, I think this is one of 2 perhaps mega trends when it comes to new use cases or new needs to be fulfilled. One is through Gen AI.
Right.
You and I will have our assistant with us. Every business will have support from AI, and it needs to be carried over a really good network. A 5G network that has the performance in both directions. The AI need to hear you, and you need to hear what the AI is telling you. So of course the network is really important when it comes to Gen AI. The other big mega trend is of course the immersive communications. Some call it augmented reality or a cyber physical system.
Right.
That's still a little bit early days because we need new devices to do it. But for AI, to your point, it's really available through smartphones, through wearables, and ultimately through some glasses that would help you with navigation and admin. So it's coming along, I think, in a very good way.
How does AI in a network really help, let's say, the normal average consumer? Can you give us an example? What would it do?
Average consumer, you would probably only see it in your battery lifetime, that the smartphone lasts longer because it's consuming less battery and still you have the same user experience. But the same is true for the operator when they manage the network. So we can reduce energy consumption with AI in the network so that power bills go down, the user experience is kept. So there are a lot of optimization that you can do in a network that is not really a service, but it's just making the network run better. Once we have AI in the network, we can also help the consumers and run some of the AI in the network.
Okay.
It's not in today's devices. If you look around here, these are all smartphones and maybe a fixed wireless access CPE for your home. But in the future, you will have those AI-powered glasses, and for them to last a full day, you need to offload much of the AI from the glasses and you put it in the network so the users see full day wearable AI gear and the AI gets executed in the network.
Off this,
so you would start to see in many of those cases, when you have a good 5G network, you can start to innovate on top of it.
Excellent. So one of the other things that I was very excited by was this new announcement and this brand new venture for Ericsson, which is
exciting for us as well.
Investing into APIs and especially what you're doing here in India. So tell us a little bit about why Ericsson would want to invest into APIs. What is the play there? How does that make things better for you, better for your direct consumer, which is the networks itself? What's the API play?
So you're right, we announced a new venture together with 12 leading operators in the world. Jio and Airtel here from India are part of the first wave, but many more to come, because this is actually an effort by Ericsson and the industry together to build on network APIs specified by GSM Association, standardized, making networks open for new application needs. So today you see examples of, let's take Brazil. Banks that would like to have fraud prevention services that require information from the network. They cannot possibly connect to every network in the world to be able to get that information out. They need to have a platform, an aggregation that allows them to connect, and then the platform connects into all the networks, the 400 networks around the world. So the new venture is Ericsson's effort together with leading operators around the world to create this aggregation platform, which simplifies for all operators to provide their goods, which is their capabilities, advanced positioning, advanced security, advanced connectivity, all of those things that exist in the network. Make them available in a uniform way to developer platforms. It could be a local platform here in India, it could be the Vonage platform that has global reach, or it could be any one of the cloud providers' platform, and they could then build applications on top of them.
How do you see it play out here in India?
Well, I think India is in a good position. There are already platforms available for developers. What we are doing now is we're creating the same platform, or we're creating the scale that reaches every developer in the world. So developers from around the world, as well as from India, can start to build to uniform APIs.
This sounds very exciting, but now I'm ready for the most exciting part. You were great predicting key trends earlier. Can we have one or two more? And I'd love to know one where it's coming from India that could become a global trend.
So what I would like to see is perhaps something where India, through its advanced government services available to all, can start to create services in the cyber physical domain. When those new form factors, when the new glasses with augmented reality and AI built in comes online, making them applicable to small, medium businesses which are thriving in India on top of 5G, making them globally applicable. That I think would be a dream for I think the software ecosystem here in India, but also something which would bring in money, bring in monetization opportunities, which would then allow operators all around the world to invest in more networks, which is ultimately what digital infrastructure is about. It needs to be universally available, whether it's terrestrial or satellite. All of these things need to come together, and I think the developers would love it.
And a global trend, which we're not seeing right now exploding, but you believe personally it's there, ready, and will take the whole world by storm.
If you go a few years further out, I think we should all be excited about what we can do in the quantum area. And the reason for that is that we get access to fantastic capabilities. But it will not come without the network fabric, what we do with 5G and 6G. It will not come without resilient cloud infrastructure that handles data in a trustworthy way. It will not come unless you have this programmability with network APIs and the businesses on top. Then these capabilities towards cyber physical systems by 2030 and quantum compute a few years later, it will just be an upgrade to capability. So I think the big shift is really right now, Rajiv, because we're moving from consumer, mobile broadband, best effort, gigabyte buckets to the space where society, enterprises, small, medium businesses, they are driving the development.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. I look forward to doing it again next year.